Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing about an interesting topic, that is TLV. TLV stands for Threshold Limit Value. The basic definition of TLV is: it is any permissible level of exposure of any worker to toxic substances continuously for 8 hours in a day and 6 days in a week without providing any ill effects on his health is threshold limit value or safe level. Means the definition tells that it is a permissible level or it is an amount of concentration in which a worker can safely work for 8 hours in a day and 6 days in a week without providing any ill effects on his health. The threshold limit value is one of the most important values in terms of developing a safe working environment for the person working in the environment. This TLV not only defines the instant effect of the hazardous environment on the employee but also clears the long-term effect of the environment on the person working in the premises. Now following this, we will discuss about the types of TLV, the types of threshold limit value. The first one is TWA, that is time weighted average. This airborne concentration, believed to be safe for the average person, can be exposed continuously for 8 hours in a day and 48 hours in a week without any adverse effect. This is taken into consideration like an airborne route. Other routes are not taken into consideration. So basically, TWA, that is time weighted average, is the amount of concentration in the working environment where a person can safely work for 8 hours in a day and for 48 hours in a week without getting adverse effect on his health. And in this time weighted average, we are only considering the airborne route. Other routes are not considered in the time weighted average. So the second type of threshold limit values are STEL, that is short-term exposure limit. So short-term exposure limit is the concentration to which the worker can be exposed for a short period of time, that is up to 15 minutes without suffering from any effect and at least 1 hour rest between the exposure periods. So short-term exposure limit in simple words is the amount of concentration in the environment where the worker can safely work up to 15 minutes without getting suffered, and between the exposure periods of 15 minutes he can take rest up to 1 hour. Now moving further, the third type of threshold limit value. So third type of threshold limit value is IDLH, that is immediately dangerous to life and health. So immediately dangerous to life and health is the amount of concentration immediately dangerous to life and health for which a worker could escape without any irreversible health effect. This is used in selecting the type of respiratory. So from discussing the types of TLV, the definition of TLV, there may arise a question in your mind that who decides these TLV values? So normally the values of the TLV are decided by two groups. First is ACGIH, that is American Conference of Governing Industrial Hygiene, and second is OSHA, that is Occupational Safety and Health Associates. These two authorities decide the safe level of particular substances. So basically these two authorities decides the value of TLV, that is threshold limit value. Now moving further, we will be discussing about uses or needs of TLV. So discussing in short, there are 4 uses or needs of TLV. First is that the threshold limit value is used to determine the level of exposure, the extent to which a person is exposed to the environment in which he is working. Then secondly, threshold limit value is used to determine and evaluate control measures and how effective they are. Then third is, it is used to assess the health status of the worker. Fourthly, the threshold limit value is used for research of new values of TLV. Means it is considered as a basis to calculate TLV from TLV. So now lastly, we will be discussing about the limitations of TLV. Means what are the main limitations of threshold limit value. So the limitations of threshold limit value are: firstly, this is not for medical legal purposes. Then secondly, this is for use by industries only for technical purposes. Thirdly, the personal habits like smoking or alcohol are not being considered. And last is the generic factors. So these four are the limitations of threshold limit value. So guys, that's all for this video. Hope you like this video. Thank you for watching, and for more videos regarding chemical safety or chemical engineering, you can subscribe to this channel.